Want to produce the perfect indie drums? Check this out. Welcome back, home studio professionals. My friends in Hangouts recently released a new song called Saturdays, and the drums turned out so perfect. I had to share this with you guys and show you some of the magic behind the music. Now this video focuses on the drums, but I posted a short mix walkthrough that shows you a little bit of everything on my Facebook and Instagram. I'll leave a link down below for those so you can check it out after this video. That said, let's get right to Pro Tools so I can show you the song. First, I'll play a little bit of the mix so you can get a feel for how it turned out. And we'll go to the verse.
Wrote a letter to you. You still haven't come through. I'll change my ways, just not today, 'cause it's Saturday.
Let's solo up the drums and take a listen to the final drum mix. And if I take off all of the processing, here's how it sounds. And I'll put it back in. When you A-B these, they're not very different. I have one channel strip on the kick, adding some compression and EQ. You can copy these settings if you want. And the snare and toms have a gate, just a stock Pro Tools gate, and a little bit of EQ and compression. Nothing crazy. And the room mics have very little processing at all. We had the stereo closet mic, I'll show you what that sounds like, and that just had a little bit of compression. Barely kissing the compressor here. And the other room mics had zero processing whatsoever. So for room mics, we had a ribbon room mic, and this is one of the CAD stage ribbon mics. And this was in one corner of the room. This is in a 10 by 10 bedroom. So it's a little darker and capturing some of the meat of the snare drum. And then we had a U47 clone that I built in the other corner. That's a tiny bit brighter, capturing a little bit more of the stick attack. And what was super important with these mics was to make sure that they were the same distance from the snare and each other. And then we had a crotch mic, which was a Warm Audio WA47 Junior, another U47 clone. And this was aimed down at the kick. And we just tested a few different modes on the mic to see which one sounded the best. Here's how that turned out. It was capturing a lot of that kick attack without being very pillowy or sounding like it belonged in a metal track. Nothing wrong with metal kick drums, I'm in 2 metal bands, but that is not the sound we were going for with this song. When you're recording drums for any style, it is so important to get these few things right. Number 1 is new heads. I don't care what kit you're using, fresh heads make all the difference in the world. Rototoms are only drum heads with no shell, so there's proof right there that you can get a killer sound with some good drum heads. Number 2, tuning the snare and toms to the key of the song. This really helps glue everything together, and the toms can become a melodic instrument within the music. Everything's going to sit a lot nicer because nothing is out of key. Number 3 is you've got to get a great performance. I don't care what drum kit you have, what gear you have. If the original performance is terrible, the mix doesn't stand a chance. Luckily, Sam hits hard enough and plays super consistently, so that wasn't an issue at all. When you've done all this, there's one more thing that makes a massive difference. Mic placement. Ideally, the drummer should be hitting the heads right in the center. That's where the tone comes from and exactly where you should be aiming your mics. I like to use these clip-on mics, and then I back it up so it's out of the way, then angle it down toward the center. This aims it at the right spot, but it's also back far enough to capture the whole head. When I was just starting out, I would put the mics super close to the head because I thought you had to focus on that punch, right? Well, all that did was it focused on two really annoying nodes coming from the two tuning pegs it was closest to, and it didn't sound like a punchy tom at all. Our ears hear the resonance of the full drum, so you want your mics to capture the same thing. For mic placement on kicks, this really depends on the sound you want. If you want a slappy sounding kick, put the mic further inside the porthole aimed at the beater. For more woof and low end, pull the mic back a little bit. And one more note to keep your kicks punchy and full. Now sometimes when you have to aim it at the beater and the porthole is really low to the ground, you have to aim the mic up. With all the other mics aiming down at the drums, this puts them aiming opposite directions and out of phase with each other. So you can combat that easily by flipping the phase on your preamp, or open up an EQ in your mixing software, hit that polarity button, and problem solved. I might just do an entire video based on phase and how to hear it properly in certain tracks. So if you're interested in something like that, leave me a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. Before you leave, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content like this. And while you're down there, let me know what song you think has the best drum sound you've ever heard. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.